Hey everyone, Angela Langlotz here, trademark and business law attorney. Let me make sure my microphone is also here. Whoops, it's a little too here. How's that? Today I'm going to talk about a trademark fail. So about a year ago, maybe it was 2 years ago, there was an article in the news about how Chipotle, in fact, I'll just show it to you here. Chipotle, it says Chipotle trademarking better burger for new food chain. And let me see if I can get me in here too, because I like me in here. Not sure why. Hold on just a second. I want to show picture in picture. That's me. Here I am. Hey, I'm back. Chipotle trademarking better burger for new food chain. And I saw that and I thought to myself, I don't think that's going to happen. Why? Because better burger is merely laudatory. What does that mean? Well, merely laudatory is kind of a stepbrother to merely descriptive. Merely descriptive is probably the most common trademark rejection, aside from conflicts, right? So maybe they don't find a conflict, but the examiner thinks that your mark is merely descriptive. And this is probably the #1 mistake that I see entrepreneurs making. However, I was very surprised to see Chipotle, who probably has oodles of money to spend on lawyers and all sorts of things, making this kind of mistake, because this is not a trademark that is going to get by the trademark examiner, because it is merely laudatory. What is a laudatory mark? A laudatory mark is anything that describes the wonderful things, the wonderful characteristics about your mark. Things like best, better, world's greatest, fastest, any of those merely laudatory meaning kind of congratulatory or look it up. Anyway, laudatory means that it sings your praises, right? Or sings the praises of something. Laudatory words. Laudatory words make terrible trademarks. And the reason for that is because they're not distinctive. A trademark is supposed to be distinctive in order to distinguish your goods from somebody else's goods. And with some exception, very unusual exceptions, which we can talk about in an upcoming video if you like, these kinds of words and phrases are not really, they're not distinguishable enough to be considered a trademark. They are merely laudatory. So I thought to myself, let's go spy on Chipotle's trademark and see if I was right. So here we go. What I did was I searched for better burger, and here's what I came up with. And I think we're going a little bit off the page here. I may have to move this around. Bear with me. Here we are. Got to move it around. Okay. So I looked, and there are a whole bunch of marks being filed for better burger. I mean, look at this guy. These people are such knuckleheads, or at least their attorney is such a knucklehead. I'm going to resize this window so people can see it because it tends to run off the edge. They actually, after Chipotle got their rejection, these people are still filing trademarks for better burger. This is some, they want to file it for meat, fish, and poultry. They're not using it yet. It's a 1B, which means it's not being used exactly yet. Let me move this around so you can see this right here, 1B. That means they have an intent to use it in commerce, but they haven't started using it yet. They filed it on March 1st. Well, let's go back and have another look at what's going on here. We're going to go back to the list. This is record number 2. Look what happened to Chipotle, better burger. They filed it March 2016, and if you go into the record and have a look at the documents that were filed, they abandoned it a few months later. And they abandoned it probably because they got wind that that wasn't going to serve as a good trademark because it lacks distinctiveness. So I'm having a really hard time. Let me go back here. I'm having a really hard time understanding why, if we go back to the current list, why these people and their lawyer, did they file this with a lawyer? Okay, it doesn't look like they had a lawyer. So it's understandable. People who file trademarks without benefit of legal counsel make all kinds of mistakes. But in this case, these people didn't even bother to go look at the record and see why it was abandoned. So I don't understand why people do this. These lauditory trademarks are not good trademarks. They don't make good trademarks. I wish people would stop using them. Here's another one, the Better Burger. Applicant, some guy. Nathan Clark, no attorney. This is going to be rejected. He filed it March 2017. That was last year. Let's go see what's happened. So here are his documents. He filed it. There was an office action. Gee, I wonder what it says. It probably says it's merely laudatory. Let's go see. Section 2E1 refusal, merely descriptive. Merely describes a characteristic of applicant's goods. Applicant proposes the mark the Better Burger for intended use in connection with burgers contained in bread rolls. Used in this way, the Better Burger merely describes the goods, which include burgers that are presumably of better quality than others. Marks that are merely laudatory and descriptive of the alleged merit of a product or service are regarded as being descriptive because self-laudatory or puffing marks are regarded as a condensed form of describing the character or quality of the goods and services. So if you file a mark that describes your goods as better or best or faster or fastest or super duper nicest or laudatoriest, I just made that up, it's going to be rejected by the trademark examiner. Let me go back here and here's me again. It's going to be rejected by the trademark examiner because it's merely descriptive. Merely laudatory is kind of a subset of merely descriptive, and it's not going to get through. So please stop filing marks like this. If you're in doubt, please consult with competent trademark counsel who can advise you about which marks can be filed and which marks can't. Otherwise, you're just going to be standing on the front porch lighting $100 bills on fire because you don't get the filing fee back, you don't get the attorney fee back, and you don't get the 4 months that it's going to take for the examiner to reject your mark back. So this is Angela Langlotz. You can find me online at TrademarkDoctor.net. And I hope everybody has a great weekend.